Johnny Depp is Grindel. Bored. Hello and welcome to the Science Fiction Double Feature Podcast, podcast number 58. Like the luckiest podcast ever. This is my co-host Terry. Say hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry. And you know what? I am also joined by Tim. Not you. I'm wearing my Life and Times of Tim t-shirt. So
Oh
it's
my
pretty.
gosh!
I know it's pretty good.
Wow. Why do you have that? I didn't know you had that.
I bought it when we went to New York one time, and they had it. I'm like, I'm so getting that because it's the best TV show cartoon ever. It's the funniest, and I always think of you being in these situations and reacting pretty similarly. Um,
I don't
so that's why it
know.
helps. That's why it helps be a great TV show.
Okay. I've
Tim
never,
Tim versus the baby is the best. Sorry.
I've never versed a baby.
You should.
Mm,
You should.
that
Have you
dog is
ever
funny.
when you met Anne's parents, did you like just have a prostitute in the house already when they came over one day?
No. Oi, ooh, ooh, ooh. It's getting a bit closer. No, of course not.
What? Is she there now, is she?
No,
Okay.
I'm doing a shtick. Stop interrupting my shtick. Anyway, okay. When we're not talking about cartoons that sound like me, we're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about movie news, movie trailers, a movie we've seen, and movies that are coming out. So, do you have news?
Yeah, let's get this. They're gonna remake like the oldest movie ever, Nosferatu. And it's gonna be done by the Witch director. Which director? I can't even remember his name now.
Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. Yeah, so Eggers, that's the best name. Eggers. Sorry, I just like eggs as well. Eggers is doing Nosferatu, so he's bringing back old Count Orlok to be creepy and silhouetted going up the stairs. Um, let's see. I don't know if this is even necessary. Isn't every vampire movie just the kind of a remake of Nosferatu anyway? I don't know. That's probably a bit general to say that, but I don't think this needs to be done. It's more or less the Dracula story, just with a different count and a different in a just older and yeah. So I don't know if it needs to be done, but I don't mind Eggers doing it because he did a pretty good job with The Witch. So good for him. I think it will be all right because he did a good job with The Witch. So yes. Do you want to see Nosferatu in the
I
future?
kind of I want to see the next Robert Eggers film because I did like The Witch was good. It had goat related issues, I think, but it was a very good take on like a classic horror monster that's been done to death. So I'm
Ah,
assuming he'll do the same in Nosferatu. I would imagine. I'm thinking maybe this will be sort of the return to the vampire as monster rather than as sparkly Sandman that I guess we've seen with the sympathizing of the character over time as peaking with a sparkly Sandman. Oh dear. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think, yeah, I don't necessarily want to see a Nosferatu remake exactly, but I do want to see more Robert Eggers movies. So I think it will be worth seeing.
yeah. I hope they do keep it quite dark with him and then don't try and humanize him at all. Just keep him as a homicidal maniac with fangs, I suppose.
Or
Um,
maybe it'll be
and-
90 minutes of him trying to make coffee with those hands.
maybe that would be, or maybe he might just open like cans with his teeth.
Oh
Um,
yeah, maybe.
mm.
Maybe, and he'll become a productive member of society as like the town can opener. This all sounds infeasible. I don't
the,
think this is what will happen.
the town can opener.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a very like highly paid job.
Well, he doesn't need. He gets paid in blood, so it's all good.
Oh, okay. But if people aren't opening their own cans, then they're bleeding less. Sometimes you
Well,
cut yourself on the tin, on the lid of the tin.
yeah. Can a vampire drink its own blood and just then throw up? Is
Oh,
that right?
I don't think so. I've never heard any mythology that could do that. Seems a bit weird. Because they're drinking the blood, it's not really going into their system. It's not going into their veins.
Well, it's all magic anyway.
Mm.
Maybe that's like a get out. I don't know. Shouldn't this have been in Buffy? And it seems like something that would have been in Buffy.
Yeah, they
Probably
did.
not in the Robert Eggers film Nosferatu.
Yeah, Buffy. But I love Buffy. People who don't know, I love Buffy, the TV show. So I just had to make that distinction, not the one with Donald Sutherland and Kristen Swanson.
You left it as
Um,
well.
it's not that bad. It's got Pee Wee Herman in it. He's got like one of the best death scenes ever in that movie. Um, yeah, so I'm happy with this. I don't necessarily want the Nosferatu remake, but yeah, if he can bring what he brought to The Witch, I'll be happy.
Fair enough.
What news do you have, Tim?
Okay, so Dean Devlin, the man who wasn't Roland Emmerich, but still somehow brought us Stargate and Independence Day, is making a new science fictional movie. It's called Countdown. It's about a boy who recruits a ragtag bunch of his friends and a NASA engineer to try and save his dying father. Um, it's pretty light on information, but what's interesting here, I guess, is the sheer amount of different types of tone that this could take. Is it going to be a wacky adventure in the mold of Space Camp or Flight of the Navigator or The Last Starfighter? Or is it going to be like a mopey, sad, emotional thing? I don't know. I'm kind of. Could it be a reverse Interstellar where he uses like the magic of relativity to put his dad in suspended animation? Who knows? Who knows? So what is he? Is he produce and direct? Okay, so he's producing and directing, and it's a spec script, um, but by Steve Altier, who I don't know who that is. Um, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what this actually turns out to be because it could have so many different, so many ways that this could go. I think it'll be interesting to see. Might be fun. I think it will be fun. Are you excited for Countdown? It's not the
I
film
wouldn't
of the
say
year.
I wouldn't say excited, but yeah, I'm certainly going. Probably will watch it. It sounds like an interesting idea. I kind of hope that the whole movie is that scene in Apollo 13 where they have all the engineers in the room. They just dump a pile of plastic and knobs and everything else on the table and said, "This is what we've got up there. We've got to make it work out of all this crap." So
We
I
have
hope
to
they just.
save Dad with a piece of air conditioning tubing.
That's right. That's what I want. It says that sounds how it's gonna go for me. Get the kids from Stranger Things into the room. Like I reckon they could play this. That'd help. That'd work out
Yeah,
well.
I'd watch Galen Matarazzo in this. That would be amazing.
And I reckon Woody Harrison to play the NASA engineer, and just get them all in this room and dump a bunch of useless
Yeah,
bits and bobs in there and say, "This is what we got to save Dad, and we've only got 2 days to do it in."
yeah, and Dad is
Uh,
Kyle Chandler, of course. Um, and Woody Harrelson is like he's playing every Woody Harrelson character. He's kind of irascible and sarcastic. I'd watch that. That sounds amazing.
yeah, that sounds
And the
pretty
kids
good.
run around.
They just start putting their Legos together, I suppose. Um, yeah, that sounds all right.
Call us
I
Steve
mean,
Devlin. Call us Steve Altier. We've got some script doctoring to do.
yeah, and I reckon that car sounds good. Let's just get the Stranger Things kids and Woody Harrelson.
Yes, and Kyle Chandler.
I
Sorted.
don't know who do I know. I don't think I know who that is.
You'd know his face. You'd know the face of Kyle Chandler and the other guy he looks like.
I'll look him
Um,
up.
yeah. Who's the other one? I don't remember. Yeah, that's Kyle Chandler. Who's Ron Livingston? Ron Livingston is the other one. They're these two actors who look very, very similar to me, at least. And they play kind of someone's dad in things. I
Oh
think
yeah,
one of them is the dad in Super 8. I know that, but I don't know which one. One of them's in Band of Brothers.
Yeah, well, this one isn't. I don't think. Anything is kind of
Yeah.
changed now. He was in Grey's
Uh,
Anatomy. I think I know him from
was he McNuggets?
that. Dylan Young, so McYoung.
Yeah, not McNuggets. I really think that show would have benefited from a big fat party animal called McNuggets who just like bursts in and is like, "Time to party!" Anyway, why are we still talking? This has nothing. Dean Devlin's Countdown sounds like it might be a good movie, but we don't know much about it. Yes, okay, and oh yes, one piece of late breaking news that I have to remember to write down. Um, Yesterday it was revealed that the Han Solo movie from Lord and Miller and Bradford Young, that is already starring Alden Ehrenreich and Donald Glover, is going to also feature Emilia Clarke, who you may know as the Mother of Dragons or that Me Before You lady from
Or
Game of Thrones.
Terminator Genesis.
Oh, she was in Terminator Genesis. I forgot about that because I forgot that movie existed.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no real detail on what she'll be doing. And specifically, no, we had heard a while back that Zoe Kravitz and Tessa Thompson and a few other people were potentially being interviewed or auditioned or what have you for a role within the film. There's no confirmation that Amelia Clarke is taking whatever that role may be. Um, so yeah, not much to news there. I guess it's good. I think Amelia Clarke is good at acting, so could be good. I think we'll have to wait and find out. I'm guessing you like Amelia Clarke, so I'm guessing we'll have to find out. We're excited to find out whatever this is about.
I would watch Amelia Clarke in a Hessian bag. Um,
Hessian Bag, the film.
no, not the film, just in a Hessian bag. Just her wearing one. I'd be down for that. Amelia Clark's great. I love her in Game of Thrones, and she was pretty fun in Me Before You. She does a lot of eyebrow work. It's hilarious. They're like caterpillars on her forehead sometimes in that movie.
Okay.
Rewatch that movie and check it out because they're all over the place.
I haven't. No. Did anyone see it for the first time? I guess they must have.
What?
Did people actually watch Me Before You? I haven't seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah, me and my wife
Oh,
watched it. So yes, and I'm wondering. Well, this is a great young cast they've put together. It feels very, very cool and very young to be doing a Han Solo um, epic movie with. I wonder if she's going to play Han's first wife.
no, see, this is the thing. This is you mean the role from the comics?
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not very scripted in the Han Solo lore, but I know he did have one, so that's the extent of
Well,
my knowledge of it.
yeah. No, that was a black woman. So,
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
or a woman of color at the very least. I'm not quite sure what the artist was going for there exactly. This is the role that everyone kind of thinks that Tessa Thompson or Zoe Kravitz or whoever is
Okay.
going to take. Shouldn't be Amelia Clarke, really.
Well, do you think the way Hollywood's going at the moment, whitewashing is kind of in?
It's not in.
I
It's not in. It's a convention. It's not.
know.
Oh dear.
Well, you shot me down with his wife's black. I'm like, oh well, I've got to try and save myself somehow.
No, you don't. No, you do not. You should play someone else. She could play Dr. Aphra or Chaneth Char. These are all characters from the comics, which probably not Chaneth Char. I think she's just a knockoff of the lady from Metroid, whose name I can't pronounce. Anyway,
Okay, I've got a new one. She could just smother her in grease and put some overalls on her, and she could be the Millennium Falcon's original engineer when Lando
I'd
had
watch
it.
that.
Yeah, that sounds
I'd watch
damn
that.
good.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Maybe she can't be Lobot. That doesn't quite work. Um, yeah, I'd watch that. She can't be Chaneth. Yeah, she can't be Chaneth Char either. She could be Afra. Anyway. So she's the original mechanic. She's like a Kaylee, basically.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, but probably more foul-mouthed. I think more foul-mouthed would be better. Anyway,
You can't go too foul mouthed. It is still Disney.
well, you can do space swears. So I mean, it's Star Wars, so it can all be Grokken, Fracken, Felgerkarp. I mean, it doesn't actually have to be actual swears.
Well, Kaylee actually swore a lot. It was just in Chinese and
Yeah,
words that meant like goat and stuff.
yeah, but that was also. I mean, that wasn't for a children's audience, was it? So much? I don't know.
No.
It still had that same narrative effect of like the fake swear words,
Yeah.
actual language that presumably a good chunk of the audience actually understood. Um, but yeah, just give us some fake space style swears. I think it'd be great. Megan, Felgerkarp. Anyway.
If you ask the studio, Firefly was for no audience.
Why did we make this show? Let's stop it now. Oh dear. Anyway, shall we move on to trailers? Or...
Yeah, there's been some pretty good trailers this week. I'm very excited to talk about most of these trailers. One that came out is about a nasty hobbits. Is called
What?
Pets. Nasty hobbitses. That's my Gollum impression of the nasty hobbitses because Dominic I can't even say his name. Monaghan. Yeah, that makes more sense because of the way it's spelled, I suppose.
Yeah.
He is in a psychological thriller about he kidnaps this woman he's seen and he's all psycho and keeps her in like this old vet cage because I think he is a vet or works at a vet. It's a bit hard to really perceive what his official job is in the movie. But he's a bit of a psycho and he kidnaps this woman and chucks her in her cage and he wants her to love him. And so he's very creepy, very nasty hobbits. And yeah, it looks really cool because then the trailer kind of turns and she comes just as crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up living together a long, long time, happy married couple, because she looks like she's just as creepy. I really like this trailer. I really like it. And it comes out this year in the US on the 2nd of December. I have no idea about us. We probably will never get it. Probably get straight to VOD or something. But it looks really, really cool. Did you watch Pet?
Yeah, it kind of just looks like torture porn. It looks just kind of like a slog where you watch people being awful to each other. I'm good. I don't really want to watch Pet.
That's all right. I'll watch it for us because I really like it. Yeah. Talking of whitewashing.
Yeah, Pet did look interesting, but it also looked like just horrible stuff. It's not what I want.
The characters seem. Oh, I really liked seeing Monahan in that role, like in a creepy role. It's just like totally different to what he's really known for. Like 90% would only know him as a hobbit from that.
I know him from Hetty Waintrop Investigates, the most English show ever made.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a different role from that too.
Yes, it looks like it's very different.
So yeah, he just looks very creepy. I love these creepy characters and trying to get in their head and how they're justifying what they're doing. And then she just turns out to be just as creepy. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I reckon they'll have babies and have creepy children.
I don't think they're going to end up like adjusted in a funny way that we don't understand. I think it's just going to end terribly.
No, more like in an Addams Family sort of way.
No, I don't think it's even going to be that because they were pretty well adjusted, the Addams Family. Like they were kind of spooky monster people. Well, like kind of, but I mean they were pretty happy with each other.
Yeah, I reckon they will. They'll just have like a little fun dungeon thing, like during sexy time, I suppose.
I don't think they'll. I don't think sexy dungeon time is gonna really resolve this. By the look of it, looks like everyone's like not coming back from this.
They might. she might go, well, the only way I can trust you, because since you locked me in a cage for a few months, is I can lock you in the cage for a few months. Maybe she leaves him in the cage for a while. I can see it. I can see them just living a happy life in this very creepy, very not adjusted way.
It's not going to have a happy ending.
I hope it does. I want a creepy horror movie to have a happy ending, just like I want happy movies to have a bad, horrific ending. I want them to pull the rug out from under me. I want to see him at that chapel just before those end credits roll, and then a post-credit scene of the of Son of Chucky or something.
Okay. Right.
We got Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell came out with Scarlett Johansson. Yes, I like the trailer. I don't know anything about the original source material. I've never read it. I haven't watched the 1995 movie of it, and it looks really, really interesting. I have to say that. It's got some very interesting shots in there. It just makes me want to know more. I wouldn't say I'm over the moon excited, but it's got me interested to see it. Did you like Ghost in the Shell?
I did. I've seen the anime, the original film, and a little bit of the TV series standalone complex. There's quite a bit of Ghost in the Shell, and I don't quite understand how it all relates off the cuff. I'd have to look it up on Wikipedia. There's definitely shots here that are shot for shot, like directly taken from the anime. Having said that, it's a very good looking film. Yeah, it's got some very, very good visuals, and I like the idea of Scarlett Johansson playing a robot lady, which I guess we have kind of seen her previously. Although that's vastly simplifying things. I don't know. Ghost in the Shell for me was a little. I didn't quite understand it totally. I could sort of pick up the basic elements of the plot, but didn't really get it as such when I watched it. I kind of want to go back and watch it again. I think I have it on DVD, but it's at home. Yeah, it does look very, very striking. It looks very, very striking. And I want to see it. I definitely want to see it, just to see how it looks. Whether it's a necessary remake, I don't know. Whether it's going to be good regardless, I don't know. Have to find out. But yeah, I thought it looked very, very like. There's a lot of iconic imagery here. How much of it exactly is taken from something else, I'm not quite sure about. It still looks good. It looks good. Yeah, but I guess I don't know what more we can say. Did you? I know I've said previously as well. I find the choral version of pop songs over the top of trailers annoying. Turns out that's just choral songs. I don't really mind the version of whatever the song is that's playing here. Um, it's just not that annoying to me. But anyway.
Trailers that don't annoy Tim.
Yeah. Well done, Ghost in the Shell. I don't know. Yeah, it's very, very captivating. The image you kind of need to see it. There's no point in us talking or describing what we're seeing. There's kind of some cool cyberpunk stuff. It has that kind of same look that Blade Runner has, sort of, I guess, sitting midway between Blade Runner and. No, it's not really sitting midway between Blade Runner and Fifth Element. It's a bit more colourful than Blade Runner, but it's not whimsical at all. Yeah, we'll have to find out. I think it's not worth writing off just because it's a remake of something you've seen that's been whitewashed. You should probably, if you're interested in Ghost in the Shell, you should at least check out this trailer to see how it's done, because it looks good. It looks like a good cyberpunk film. Yeah. But yeah, watch it instead of listening to us talk about it, I guess, because you have to see this imagery rather than have it described to you.
Yeah, I've noticed in like some comments I read on our Facebook page and when I shared the trailer, like people that we know who are writing to Ghost in the Shell, they seem to be very conflicted watching this. I think they really, really like the trailer, but on the other hand, they're still very skeptical that they're going to pull it off, and I think they're still a little bit sour that a white lady got cast instead of an Asian lady. Yeah, so I think most people are generally really enjoying this trailer, but they've still got the stigma attached to this movie that they will have to, I suppose, wait and see the whole thing before they can make a solid judgment.
I suspect it's going to be easier to understand than the original Ghost in the Shell, which was very minimalist in how much information it actually gave you. I suspect that this will be a lot more explicit in terms of what it's telling you. So, it'll be good or bad. We'll have to find out.
Oh, here's another remake, and it's kind of similar to Ghost in the Shell, that it's shot for shot. I've been a very big champion of the new Beauty and the Beast coming out. I think Emma Watson is cast perfectly. I think she's going to be like a fantastic Belle, and I like the look of the Beast. But they just released this trailer this week, and I watched it and went, "This is shot for shot. The same. It's the same shots. Everyone's in the same places as the animation." And well done for getting that, because like in the bar scene with Gaston, good luck trying to recreate that and get it shot for shot. But it looks shot for shot. And I was so disappointed. I was hoping they would bring something a bit extra to it, a little bit new to it. Maybe a different camera angle might have helped. I'm still excited to see. I still think it's going to be a very good movie, mainly because the first one was a very good movie, the original, and was Oscar nominated for Best Picture and all. So I'm still looking forward to Beauty and the Beast, but the first trailer I was disappointed by, because it just didn't show me that they're going to do anything different in it. Like Maleficent, they went too far with the different when they made Maleficent. They humanized Maleficent, and so she wasn't the villain. She was just misunderstood. Cinderella was quite good. That they kept it pretty much the same story, but they changed it up a little, and it was fun. Jungle Book, they had enough material there; they could do different things with it, but still maintain the overall story and stuff. And Jungle Book is my favorite of these Disney remakes at the moment. And I was hoping Beauty and the Beast would go a little bit somewhere in between Jungle Book and Cinderella, and not so far as Maleficent. But so far, I'm just looking at it and going, there's no need to see this now. There's a need to see the other one. This one doesn't seem to be a need to see it, because it's not bringing anything new except for Emma Watson and a cool CGI guy with horns, which they could have just cast Daniel Radcliffe. He's worn horns before in that movie.
Horns?
The movie Horns, yes. So it could have been Return of Harry Potter as Horns. Horns McGee.
Horns McGee, the Horns Man.
That's right. I know you don't care about this for the reason I just said, more or less, that you've seen it. That's right.
It sure does look like Beauty and the Beast. The Beast, I don't know. The Beast doesn't look scary. I feel like the Beast should look kind of beastly, and he just looks like a handsome furry man. I don't like that.
Handsome furry man. He's a bit like me.
You're not a handsome man. You're quite furry. Sorry, but I calls him like I sees him. I don't know. It does. Yeah, it looks exactly like the movie we've seen, and I've seen that movie, and I don't want to see that or a variation on that, to be honest. So I'm good. I feel like the Beast should be scarier. Like he should be more beastly, and he's not. And yeah, yep. Having said that, the thing that I keep coming back to is that one of the writers on this is Evan Spiliotopoulos, who has generally written junk that then turns out to be a lot cleverer than it should be. Things like Hercules and The Huntsman Winter's War, which were a lot more interesting than they really needed to be. So potentially we'll see some changes, some interesting changes here, but maybe not. We'll have to find out.
That's what I'm crossing my fingers for. I didn't realize that there was so many big names in this movie. I'm just having a look here on IMDb. Like, I knew Emma Watson and Dan Stevens and Luke Evans. I reckon Luke Evans is going to be one hell of a guest on, actually. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
sounds like good casting, to be honest.
Ewan McGregor and Stanley Tucci and Emma Thompson and Ian McKellen and Kevin Kline are in this.
Is Christoph Waltz the dad? I keep meaning to Google that and not.
No, it's not. It's who was it? I can't even see it over here actually. He must have a very small role. It wasn't Christoph Waltz.
Oh yeah, it wasn't.
I can't see him. But yeah, like, what'd you think of the CGI of Cogsworth and Mrs. Potts and Lumiere?
I didn't care. Like, their effects shots, they don't look like cartoons. Mrs. Potts doesn't have the spout as a nose. Yep.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
just like, yeah, it's fine, but
Adrian Shaw, is that him?
oh, I don't know. It's not Christoph Waltz, so
Monsieur, yeah, that kind of looks like the guy.
Monsieur Dirk, Adrian Schiller.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's him, I think. That's the dad. Oh, he was Jesus. No,
Oh,
he wasn't.
wow. Oh.
He was in a Jesus movie. He wasn't Jesus.
You sure it wasn't Jesus?
It wasn't Son of God, Jesus. Probably not.
Why do you keep calling me Jesus? Do I look Puerto Rican to you? My name is Zeus. Gotta love a bit of Die Hard.
You do.
But yeah, I'm actually quite surprised Ewan McGregor and Stanley Tucci and Ian McKellen are in it. I have no idea who Stanley Tucci's character is. Cadenza?
Cadenza, it's one of the furnitures. One of the bits of furniture.
I figured as much. I just couldn't place who it was.
Yeah, there's no Jerry Orbach. Anyway.
No, Winchester. What's his name?
David Ogden Stiers?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Ian McKellen's replaced him.
Yes. Imagine having to follow in the footsteps of David Ogden Stiers. Oh my
gosh. Big feet. He's a tall man. He'd have big feet.
Ooh. Anyway. What else is out?
Well, let's talk about another remake.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Is it a
Kong.
remake?
Well, reboot. They've made other movies of these, and now they're making another one. So let's go reboot. Kong Skull Island. I'm so excited, and I tell you why. Because you get to see Kong, not like that stupid Gareth Edwards movie. You don't get to see a blast of Godzilla until the last 30 minutes of the damn show. Can you tell I'm better?
But you're comparing a movie to a trailer. How do you know we're not going to just see Kong in the last 20 minutes?
Well, because they've actually come out and said before the trailer dropped, who's this guy? Roberts? Jordan Vogue Roberts, I think it was. Somebody came out and said that they're not going to do what they did with Godzilla and keep it a big secret right till the end, like other monster movies do. We're throwing him straight in, straight up. So you don't have to wait around. I'm like, yes! And then I saw this trailer, and they are showing everything. And I like that. It feels fresh, mainly because every trailer we see now teases everything. They tease every character and every shot, and they just give you snippets and snippets. And I love this monster movie that is going to show us it's a monster movie. We get to see the giant ape in like full of like the whole of him walking around, throwing helicopters around, and then there's these other monsters coming up and from the ground that call it what was it, skull critters, skull something.
I feel like
we can
Dr.
find
Steve Brawl calls them skull eaters.
skull eaters. Skull eaters? Yeah, that sounds good.
Bonkers? Yeah, skull
Skull something.
Skull screamers?
Skull critters. Not sure. Skull things. And they look really cool. And you just know Kong's gonna pummel them. So and then you get some really nice shots of like Kong with Loki and Captain Marvel being there. So I'm really excited, very excited. The only bit that's got me a little bit offside that I may not enjoy is John C. Reilly. He's very wacky, and I don't know if I like his brand of wackiness in this. I'll have to see. I have to see it when it comes out, but just from the trailer, he kind of turned me off a little bit. But yes, can't wait.
I thought most of the trailer was John C. Reilly explaining things.
Yeah, but in his wacky way. I like all the Kong stuff, and John Goodman. Oh, he looks just as creepy as what he was in when he was in that bunker with what's her face.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
That's
He doesn't look that creepy.
No, not that creepy, but he can tell he's got that. He's got his sinister performance on. He's got something going on.
Yeah, vaguely, I don't know. This looks hacky to me. It looks like they've explained most of the stuff. Like, okay, there's going to be monsters, and Kong's going to be on their side probably. John Goodman is like the crazy guy who wants to find the monster, who's brought them all into this, who will of course die. He'll manage to survive to the end, but then he'll die. And it's interesting as well that it's very much taking, like, this is set in the 70s or the late 60s, and it's very much taking imagery from the canon of Vietnam movies. There's some definite references here to Apocalypse Now. There's a few other things that I can't place exactly, but very much look like what you would see in a Vietnam era movie. It's a bunch of helicopters with Cretans playing over them. But it looks like they're going to go fight monsters. That's pretty much it. There's no complexity here. I don't think the monster's going to fall in love with Fay Ray at any point. It's just looks, yeah, I don't know. It's just a monster action film that John C. Reilly will explain for us. I thought he was interesting. I thought he was okay playing like a crazy man. It just doesn't grab me at all, to be honest.
Well, I don't need that complexity in a monster movie. I'm happy to go and eat some popcorn and just have some fun with a giant monkey. That sounds
It's going to punch some even worse monsters.
Yeah, I'm happy just for a fun monster action flick. You don't need... Look, The Expendables wasn't that complex, and everyone loved it.
Did they?
The first one was quite well received. I don't think the third one was, but yeah, I'm happy. I don't need undertones and themes. I just show me a big monkey throwing stuff at people, throwing bananas. I don't mind. Really excited. I'm very excited. I reckon.
From the writer who brought you Nightcrawler, and also Real Steel. Okay.
Yeah. See, this is going to be great. Look at that.
It might be. It seems weird. Seems like they're going to just grab imagery from other things and use it to put something together that's just not that exciting.
I like how nearly the entire cast of the future Avengers is going to be in this movie.
Yeah, and also Doctor Doom.
Yes. But I wasn't going with Doctor Doom with him. Toby Kebbell. I was thinking because he did mocap. He was Koba in Planet of the Apes. Yeah. So I was thinking he might be like, yeah, another ape movie.
So many ape. He's gonna go ape.
I'm going
I
ape
thought,
over this.
yeah, for those of you who don't know, John C. Reilly is wearing a jacket. He's like, he looks like he's straight out of Tales of the Jade Monkey. He's wearing like an old aviator jacket. That he's clearly crashed on this and been marooned on this island. That says "Good for your health," much like the Dr. Steve Brule catchphrase "For your health." I don't know why. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. It's very strange to me. All right. It looks tedious. It looks like it's going to be 90 minutes of effects shots.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
And I think like that they dropped a poster I put up. I don't know if you saw it. The one
Yeah, I
of
saw it.
the one of like Kong silhouetted by the sun in the background and that. I love how up just right above Kong's head it says like from the producers of Godzilla. So you get that Godzilla thought in your head, and then show the big King Kong thing is like very subtle, like, hey, these two are going to battle in a few years. So just get your head around that.
But you didn't say you're going to see a monster you're excited about versus another monster that you were excited about and are now disappointed by.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You can tell whose
It looks.
side I'm going to be on.
I'm not going to pick sides. I don't care. I want them to be fair.
Hashtag
Okay, man.
Team Godzilla. Hashtag Team Kong.
Oh god, let's not.
Yeah.
I'm done with
That,
hashtag team.
that's going to be a thing, though. You know that.
They'll try to make it a thing. Do you think anyone will care?
I think people do care. Yeah, I'm going to care.
Okay, people other than you.
I think they will. I think that like it probably won't be as big, even though they're huge. It won't be as big as like when they did hashtag Team Cap and hashtag Team Iron Man for Civil War.
No, it won't
But
be a thing people pretend to care about.
I think people like these monster movies. I know I do. I think this is something that's going to actually make some really big bucks. I think it's going to go very well. And Godzilla was, for the majority of people, they quite like Godzilla. So if you're getting something that people are already like loving, the new Godzilla movie, and bringing them a movie like this, which I think is going to bring in, it's going to fill the seats, and then put them in a movie together, well, you're just going to be doubling the money. People are going to be sitting on people's laps. That's not how it works. But
No, you can't do that in the movies. I know I've tried.
I got in trouble. Bree didn't like me sitting on her lap.
Oh, well.
And I said, hey, come on, I'm a handsome furry guy. And she goes, no, you're not handsome.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yes, monkeys, more monkeys. I have to say, I'm very excited. My top two anticipated movies for 2017 are War of the Planet of the Apes and Kong. So, and
Okay,
just for your information, I'm wearing Donkey Kong pants at the moment.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
I'm all around a big monkey.
You're going ape.
That's right.
All right. Should we move on to talk about a movie we've both seen?
I don't know if we should, but we will.
Well, we'll try. We'll have a go. Did you? So we both saw Arrival. It's amazing. It's placed Operation Avalanche as my favorite film of the year. It is a fantastic science fiction film about Amy Adams trying to translate the language of some aliens that have landed on Earth, and it starts with a fairly predictable character archetype that we've seen before, notably in Gravity, and gets better and better and better, and does some really interesting things with it. And it's a it's that rare thing, a science fiction movie with big ideas, but that's also got good characters. It's so rare to actually see something like that. And it just generally looks very good. The cinematography is by Bradford Young, who's going to be doing the Han Solo movie, starring Alden Ehrenreich, Donald Glover, and Emilia Clarke. So if you want to get some idea of what that movie may look like, although don't know how relevant this is. It's probably a good place to have a look. Did you like Arrival? Arrival was fantastic.
I loved Arrival. It didn't make my number one, but it did make number three
Oh,
of
there
the
you
year
go.
for
So,
me. So it's shot right up.
so I'm guessing just behind what the Zootopia and
Kubo.
Kubo. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good. It does some really cool. I find it very hard to talk about this movie without spoiling because anything I say is going to be a spoiler for it. It's really, really good. You should see it. I love the design of the heptapods, like the aliens in it. I think they could be my favorite alien design that I've seen in a movie. They're all squiddy and they've got this really, they're kind of octopusy, like not the character in the Bond film. Uh, they're kind of like octopuses, is what I meant.
Octopi? No, it's octopuses. I don't
No,
know.
it's pretty sure it's octopuses.
I think it is. Yeah.
But yeah, I love the design of them, and they seem like a simplistic design for a creature, like a simplistic creature. But they're so intelligent, and they've got so many different um, things they can do with space and stuff. And the way they write is really cool. There's so much thought being put into the design of these creatures and what they can do. Not humanizing, but heptapodizing, I suppose, to be able to communicate with humans, but not make it so easily and conventional. They've put a lot of thought into it to make it seem like reality, like realistic, instead of just aliens came down from space and one, they know everything about our culture and they can talk to us, or two, they're taking over the body of a human to communicate with us. I'm sick of seeing that, and I love seeing this. That you have to actually work to get to communicate with these creatures and find out what the hell they're doing. Um,
Yeah.
I've got a lot more thoughts on the rest of the movie, but I can't get into it without spoiling it.
Yeah. It's you have to go and see it because it looks it it goes to some very unexpected places. But performances are good. I liked Amy Adams. I thought Amy Adams is the standout here. Everyone else is good, but no one is really doing working on the same level as Adams. It's just so good. It's a much more cerebral science fiction film than we've seen in a long, long time. People are saying it's the best science fiction film since Contact. I think it's better than Contact. The ending of Contact, which a film I like, but the ending is very saccharine. This is much cleverer and much more committed to its premise, I guess, than Contact is. Um, what it's the best since I don't know. It's the best. It may well be the best hard philosophical science fiction film ever. That can't be right. In terms of like actually being well made, and in terms of having a clear premise, uh, and a clear conclusion. I'm trying to think of another movie that really achieves that. I'm not. I'm failing so far. Maybe I should go and watch
Well,
Solaris.
I can say something that is hard fast. It's the best movie. It's the best alien movie since Independence Day Resurgence.
Well, yes, we can. We
And
can.
even before that. Even before
And
that.
it's at the very least since Independence Day Resurgence. Um, doesn't have a school bus, so I guess that counts against it. Does have some cool
Uh,
tracks. Um, yeah, what else can we say without spoiling it? It's an interesting portrayal, I guess, of sort of the global response to aliens that we haven't really seen previously.
yeah.
It
Yes.
balances that very well in terms of having it and feeling very real and having an effect on the plot, but not being overwhelming or distracting in terms of how it does that. And so I think that's that's just done very well. So this is this is from Denis Villeneuve, who did Sicario, and the cinematography, which is pretty critical in terms of the presentation of those aliens that Terry was talking about. It's from Bradford Young, who did he work on Selma? I think he worked on Selma, and we'll be doing the Han Solo movie. It's just generally a very strong little big film that you should, if you're going to see one movie before the end of the year, see that. It's real good, much better than
Yes.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
So they weren't Fantastic Beasts.
It was just so boring and long. I saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them yesterday. It's not very good. It's just very, very long and boring and long and whimsy, and it's effects, shots, and costumes, pretty much. And Eddie Redmayne being English. Yep.
I was going to ask what's his face was.
He looks English.
That doesn't
Everyone
help his face.
talks like this. They're in New York, buddy. So everyone talks like this.
New York in the 30s, isn't it? So
it's the 20s. It's the roaring 20s. There's prohibition. Anyway, see Arrival. See Arrival instead of seeing that janky nonsense.
I agree.
Okay. Do we have anything further to say about Arrival? Jeremy Renner's in it. You don't see his bareback. Because that's the only thing to note.
What? Why would I? What?
It's a thing to note in films.
Jeremy Renner's back?
I make note of that for reasons.
Is it furry?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it.
All right.
Anyway, what are we doing now?
Coming out. Let's come out. I mean, what's coming out this week? We got Bad Santa 2 here in Australia coming out. Billy Bob Thornton is a cranky Santa man. I don't know. I haven't seen the first one, and I don't particularly care to see the second one. I do like Billy Bob Thornton, though, just generally. And The Founder is coming out, which I am so excited to see. It's the McDonald's biopic with Michael Keaton finding the guys who made McDonald's and stealing their idea. It is hilarious, and it looks great. I think that's hilarious. It's like, yes, we've got this great idea. Yoink. Thank you. So I'm really interested to see how the McDonald's empire came with Michael Keaton. Yes, I'm going to see that today. It's there's an event screening tonight. I'm going to go see that, but it doesn't officially come out till the 24th of November here in Australia, and the US don't get it till next year, because I was very skeptical this was actually even going to be in our cinemas this year. So I think this is Keaton's push for an Oscar this year. Hopefully he gets it by playing Ronald McDonald. Is there anything in New Zealand that's different?
We're getting Bad Santa 2 and The Founder. We're also getting Allied, the Robert Zemeckis film starring Brad Pitt and Marion Cotillard.
Couple of weeks early. We don't get that till early December, I think.
Okay. And The Neon Demon is out this week. And it's out on the 24th here, but I happen to know that on the 21st at Academy, there's an advanced screening that will also feature a Skype Q&A with Nicholas Winding Refn. If I don't know if tickets are still available or if they're sold out, but that's something you could go along to if you wanted to.
I've heard nothing but good things about Neon Demon. It looks really weird, but I've heard such amazing things about it. So yes, I think we didn't get it. It went to like the festivals, but I don't think we actually got a release for it. So I've been waiting for it to come on VOD to watch. But, still waiting.
I see. Yes, it looks interesting. I might actually see if I can go along to this screening on Monday, tomorrow. I'll see if I
You
can.
should.
Don't know.
You should tell me how good it is because I hear it's very good.
Okay.
Even though it's about
See if-
models, it's about like weird, mentally weird models.
Where is this list? Anyway, so I'll stop. I'll try to book tickets for that and seeing if I can book tickets. Maybe it's sold out. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, if you want to read the main blog with all our sweet reviews and so forth on it, you can find that at sfdfmoviereviews.tumblr.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/sfdfmoviereviews. We're on Twitter at sfdfmoviereview, singular. If you just want to listen to the podcast, we're at soundcloud.com/sfdf. You can also find us, or wherever good SoundClouds are found. You can also find us on iTunes. Just search SFDF on the iTunes. If you want to email us, you can get to us at inspace.no-one-can-eat-ice-cream@gmail.com. And if I've said all these things too fast, or you want to find links to it all and links to other good stuff, it's all down the right side of the main blog, which again is sfdfmoviereviews.tumblr.com. Okay, that's about it from us, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're done for the day.
Cool. I'm gonna go see
I
a
might
man
go.
nocturnal.
I might go see if I can change out of my Donkey Kong pants.
Yeah, change your Kong pants, you maniac. Whoa,
All right
everyone
then.
is there. Okay. So yes, I guess we'll see you next week. Say goodbye, Terry.
Goodbye, Terry.
All right, bye.